Hi, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching, and today with Help Academy Sports Coach 2024, I want to talk to you about a session that I designed for high-intensity shooting. So when we do our shooting drills, a lot of times I think it's, you're worried about safety. You have one goalie. You don't want shots flying all around. You want movement, but there's also a lot of guys generally kind of like sitting around, not doing as much as you'd like them to do. We want a little bit higher intensity. So we're going to our playoffs here at the school that I coach at, and we've got a little bit of time in between our last game and our playoff game, so we really want to stoke the intensity and create game-like situations. We want players to be shooting in a situation in which they are feel pressure, that they're moving quickly, that they're not, like the pre-game warm-up where everyone's just shooting, taking time, 3 steps in a run-up and hit. We wanted them to experience different situations. They wanted to, be imperfect. We wanted balls to be bouncing and tough angles and things like that to recreate as many situations as possible. So these drills are created in a way that there's teaching involved in it, but a lot of times it's taking the taking the concepts and then putting them into basically a stress test for a lot of what we're trying to do. So we started off with our simple, usually like our teaching drill for playing to the middle and then out wide and looking for a pass. So we start with a pass just in between. Basically group them up with this is a group, and the wingers are a group. So the pass comes here, and we play a diagonal pass. We're recreating connecting in the midfield, and we're trying to time it up so that this player here on this stick is making a run. Can I not mark it that way? There we go. They're making their run and overlapping here. So this player then plays this ball out to here, and then they play a ball down. And what we do is we break down this area. We call this the kill zone. All the way out to the corner is red, yellow, and anything from basically the 18 in is green. So we want to we talk about getting green, getting closer towards the goal, drawing the defense forward and creating better shots. So this player then runs, the movement's better than the arc one. This player then runs onto the ball, and the player that laid off, they move here. The player that played the ball deep makes that run. The player that laid it off. Now these aren't set; they can change. And I'll explain that in a second. This player runs to the PK spot. We call that the middle run, and then we have close the door run, someone to the back post to make sure that if any balls go over our first 2 runners, they're there to close the door. So what we're looking for here is in a perfect world, that this pass down here is a one-touch pass in this situation on the right foot, and the ball is going backwards. So the idea is we've drawn the goalkeeper, we've drawn the defenders, we've drawn them compact, pushed them tight, and then we're trying to play into what I call their shadow. So if we have the goal here, they've come to the near post. What the near post defenders are in kind of the same situation. Their back is turned to our back post run, and they're tight to this area because they're worried about a near post shot. So then we play a ball back, into their shadow, and leaves an open net. So this player on the near post, making that run, and again they can switch. Like this player that is making the deep pass here can run to the middle, and then the player that is lay the ball off, they can cut to the middle. The player can go all the way around, and the player that's cutting on the back door can come to the PK. So there can be a lot of movement. We don't want to be too structured in this. We want them to be creative with it, but initially we're just like, here's where you're going to run, make your run, sit there, make sure you're in the right position. And then they can kind of riff off that and get a little more creative with the runs. But essentially, the near post run should be trying to slam the ball near post if the goalie's not there. The back post run, or the PK spot run, is looking to play the back post. And then anything that gets through, if it sneaks through and the ball's too square and they don't get to it, the back post run is there.
Attention all set.
So this player is closing the door. They're making sure that any ball that goes through, they're going to smash it back post. And we're just getting the idea. We're essentially creating a net. So we're going from there. The players that were the wingers go to the end of the line. The players that are in the mid, they go out to the winger spot. The players that are here go here, and then a new player comes in. And we're doing just rotating players through that and going over it, and we're alternating. So the ball starts on the other side here, and then we do the same thing. It goes back and forth until we essentially have enough reps that we feel the players are making the runs and they're in the right spots, that they're getting the ball down to the end line and playing the ball back rather than playing square or trying to play through. We're just teaching the basic concepts of what we want from our shooting. Next, this one kind of developed by accident. It was just supposed to be a simple shooting drill that we were going to start up and just run, shoot, pass, whatever it is. But my assistant coach had set everything up and left a net in the middle, and I just kind of was sitting there. I was like, hold on, let's just see what it looks like, and see if this works out. So we set up a little goal here because it was for the next drill. And what we did was we had a player here, and a player here, and a player, where is he? Here. And we had the player on the ball pass a ball, and then because the goal was there, the angle had to be very tight. And that's what kind of created this. I think it made a much more effective drill. Is the player was trying to make a tight pass that could cut and get a ball right here in a perfect spot. And then, sometimes the kids were scoring on the goal. They were playing it too wide because they were afraid of playing it into the goal. It made it a little bit more game-like in that there was obstacles in which they had to get the ball through. And I thought the net was better than just cones that they had to pass through because it created like a visual obstacle. It was big. So what we have here then is this player is running full speed around this arc, and they're cutting in. They have one touch to score. So if a ball is played out here, say, they're never going to score. We had a goalie in as well, and they get one touch shot here. So essentially we're trying to time it up so the pass is laid up for the player that's running and sprinting around the cones to get a finish. And we told players to sprint. Some guys were like stopping and looking for balls and things like that. We wanted them to sprint to the ball and get a finish because we wanted the runner to sprint, and then the passer to judge his pass based on that sprint. Then the next guy would come up, so this guy would get out. He would have run here. Then this guy would go up to the cone over here, and we would do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay. And then from there, we went scrimmage, and we wanted to see if we could get some high-intensity shots up. We went small-sided, just move the goals a little closer, and then, move the goals for a full-sided 11v11. And I think we had some really nice finishing because of it. High intensity, creating game-like situations and getting the guys moving a lot and looking for, those passes that are breaking through defensive line and setting up touches. So in the comment section, I'd love to hear some of the things that you guys do to create high-intensity shooting, to create realistic shooting situations that are both, effective, but also you're getting a lot of guys involved and making game-like situations. So once again, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching, and with the help of Academy Sports Coach 2024, I hope that this session finds you well.